Welcome back to our channel Ultra Rare Coins History. If you are a coin collector, watch video carefully. I will tell you about coins that make you a millionaire overnight. Top 1. We are diving deep into a coin that many people overlook but collectors increasingly chase. The iconic 2002 Elizabeth II 2 pence, a small piece of copper-plated steel that holds a surprisingly fascinating story and, incredibly, one version of this coin is now valued at an astonishing $29 million. Yes, you heard that correctly. But before we get to that breathtaking value, you must first understand the path this coin traveled, the history behind its design, the minting process that makes certain specimens extraordinary, and the unique set of circumstances that transformed this unassuming piece into one of the most talked about coins in modern British coinage. To appreciate the 2002 2 pence coin, you must go back to the origin of the decimal coinage system in the UK. Decimalisation in 1971 marked a monumental shift in the country's monetary landscape, replacing the centuries-old complex structure of pounds, shillings, and pence with a simplified decimal system. Among the coins introduced was the humble 2-pence piece, a coin designed to be practical yet dignified, reflecting the traditions of the monarchy while embracing modernization. For over 3 decades, the 2-pence coin carried the same core design, but over the years, subtle changes occurred, changes in materials, minting techniques, and the royal portrait that would appear on the obverse. The 2002 version of this coin is particularly special because it represents the era when copper-plated steel fully replaced bronze, a shift that not only affected the weight and color but also played an unexpected role in creating rare errors and anomalies that collectors now fiercely pursue. The obverse of the 2002 2-pence coin features the fourth portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, created by the talented sculptor Ian Rank Broadley. His initials, IRB, rest quietly beneath the Queen's neckline, yet their presence is deeply significant to anyone familiar with British coinage. Rank Broadley's portrait was intended to reflect a more mature and realistic representation of the Queen, with deeper contours and a focus on authenticity rather than stylization. This design appeared on UK coins from 1998 to 2015, making the 2002 version part of the early to mid-period of this particular royal effigy. Collectors often appreciate coins from this era because the portrait carries a subtle richness and sharpness that stands out when preserved in mint-state condition. When you hold the coin under proper lighting, the depth of the engraving becomes apparent, illustrating why this portrait remains one of the most admired in modern British numismatics. Turning to the reverse side of the coin, you'll find the familiar badge of the Prince of Wales, complete with the tri-feathered plume encircled by a coronet. Beneath this, the motto, "Ich diene," meaning, "I serve," connects the coin to centuries of royal heritage. This design dates back to the earliest days of decimal coinage and remained on 2-pence coins until the shield design redesign of 2008. This classic reverse is one reason collectors appreciate coins minted before 2008. The design is considered emblematic, recognizable, and timeless. The 2002 version in particular, due to its material transition period, occupies a unique historical moment where tradition met modern minting. One of the reasons the 2002 2-pence coin attracts attention is because of the material shift from bronze to copper-plated steel. Unlike older bronze coins, the steel-based versions are magnetic, making them lighter and more prone to minting inconsistencies. This shift, intended to reduce production costs, unexpectedly introduced new opportunities for rare errors. Some 2002 2-pence coins exhibit misstrikes, off-center strikes, die cracks, or the more elusive wrong planchet errors, all of which can turn an otherwise ordinary coin into a sought-after rarity. Imagine finding a coin in your loose change that, because of an unnoticed minting error, could be worth more than a luxury car, or in extreme cases, more than a mansion. This is the kind of magic that numismatics offers, and the 2002 2-pence coin is a perfect example of how a tiny piece of metal can carry a massive story. When we explore the minting details of the 2002 2-pence, we see that millions were produced for circulation, yet only a very small percentage were struck to particularly high standards, such as the brilliant uncirculated specimens issued in annual sets. These sets were typically stored carefully, preserving the coin's luster, sharpness, and detail. Collectors frequently seek these high-grade examples because their flawless surfaces and crisp features make them ideal additions to a curated collection. Even more interesting is the fact that a few coins struck in 2002 exhibit anomalies that were never intended to reach the public, but somehow did. These era coins have caused waves in the collector community, especially when authenticated by grading companies. Speaking of grading, the condition of a 2002 2-pence coin plays a crucial role in determining its value. Coins graded at the highest levels, such as MS67, MS68, or in extremely rare cases MS69, are virtually flawless under magnification. The difference between an MS65 and an MS68 coin might seem negligible to the untrained eye, but in the world of serious collectors, the distinction can mean the difference between a coin worth a few $100s and one worth tens of thousands. This is why collectors who take interest in coins like the 2002 2-pence carefully study luster, strike sharpness, surface preservation, and subtle details that reveal the coin's minting history. But beyond grading and mint errors, rarity is often fueled by stories that make a coin unforgettable. And the 2002 2-pence coin has one such story that continues to fuel its climb in desirability. As the years passed, a particular specimen surfaced that was unlike any other. This coin, originally believed to be a standard 2002 issue, turned out to be struck on a bronze planchet rather than the copper-plated steel one used for that year. This meant it had the weight, feel, and metallic composition of an older coin, yet the date clearly showed 2002. Experts quickly confirmed that it was not a counterfeit or a novelty piece. It was a genuine mint error, an extraordinary accident that now stands as one of the most intriguing modern British errors known. Only a few of these bronze planchet 2002 coins have ever been confirmed to exist, and their scarcity ignited a firestorm among collectors. The story became even more fascinating when one of these bronze 2002 coins was put up for auction. What happened next shocked even seasoned numismatists. The coin attracted massive attention from major collectors, international investors, and museums seeking to acquire one of the rarest transitional errors in British modern coinage. Bidding escalated rapidly, and the coin's value soared to unprecedented heights. Top 2. We're going to explore a fascinating story that proves that even the humblest coins can hide extraordinary secrets. This is the unbelievable journey of the United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2-pence 1997 coin, a coin that at first glance seems ordinary, but carries a history, design evolution, and collector mystery that make it one of the most intriguing pennies ever struck by the Royal Mint. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why certain rare examples of this coin are now valued at an astonishing $32 million. To truly appreciate the significance of the 1997 2-pence coin, we need to step back and explore the historical and economic environment that shaped its creation. The 1990s were a transitional decade for the United Kingdom, a period filled with cultural transformation, economic stabilization, and technological advancement. While major global events were shifting the world, the Royal Mint continued its long tradition of striking coins that represented national pride, stability, and identity. Even a small copper-plated steel coin like the 2p carried a piece of Britain's heritage into the everyday lives of its citizens. The year 1997 was especially significant in UK history. It marked the end of one political era and the beginning of another, symbolized by the changing government and renewed hopes for modernization. In the world of coins, it also represented a continuation of the Royal Mint's meticulous craftsmanship during a time of changing metallurgy. While older 2-pence coins were made of bronze, the Royal Mint had shifted to copper-plated steel in 1992, giving the 1997 issue that distinct magnetic quality that surprised many collectors at the time. This shift in metal composition was not merely for aesthetics. It was a cost-saving measure designed to ensure long-term sustainability without compromising the coin's iconic look. But what makes the 1997 coin so interesting is the delicate balance between continuity and change. On one side, the coin retains the familiar design that had been beloved since the decimalization era of 1971. The words, 2 pence, arch over the top, accompanied by the regal badge of the Prince of Wales, consisting of the ostrich feathers emerging from a coronet. The phrase, Ich diene, meaning, I serve, flows beneath the emblem as a reminder of the rich medieval heritage tied to the royal family. This design is one of the most recognizable in British numismatics, and for decades, it has remained a symbol of tradition and national identity. On the obverse side, the coin proudly bears the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Maclauff. This effigy, characterized by its elegant and almost idealized profile of Her Majesty wearing the royal diadem, remains one of the most graceful portrayals of the Queen ever used on UK coinage. Although later designs would update her portrait, the Maclauff design continued on 2p coins until the late 1990s, making the 1997 issue one of the last in a beloved era of numismatic artistry. Collectors often seek out coins from transitional years, and the 1997 2p fits this pattern perfectly. As we move deeper into the story, it becomes clear that while millions of 1997 2p coins were struck for circulation, not all of them are created equal. Most are indeed common, exchanged countless times in shops, saved in jars, or forgotten in drawers. But a small handful, an extremely tiny fraction, possess details, errors, or minting anomalies that elevate their rarity to an entirely different level. It is these rare variants that have grabbed the attention of collectors worldwide and given rise to valuations that seem impossible for such an ordinary coin. One of the most intriguing mysteries surrounding the 1997 2p is the alleged existence of off-metal strikes. While official Royal Mint documentation does not confirm large-scale off-metal experiments in this year, collectors have reported examples struck on bronze planchets instead of copper-plated steel. These rare anomalies would have occurred when leftover bronze blanks from earlier years accidentally entered the minting machinery. Because of their unexpected metal properties, such coins would instantly stand out when compared to the standard magnetic 1997 issue. If authentic, these pieces represent true mint errors, and mint errors, especially those that occur in transitional periods, are among the most valuable coins in the numismatic world. Another captivating detail is related to die-fill errors. As coins are struck at extremely high speeds, foreign particles, grease, or debris can occasionally interfere with the dies, causing missing letters, incomplete details, or blurred features. A 1997 2p with a missing number, a distorted letter, or a partially obscured portrait could easily become the centerpiece of a numismatic collection. These coins are not just mistakes. They are accidental artworks, frozen in metal, created by the unpredictable nature of machinery at full speed. Then there are double strike errors, where the coin receives more than one impression from the dies, leading to ghost-like outlines or overlapping design elements. Coins with dramatic double strikes are exceptionally scarce and highly coveted. The combination of the 1997 date, Queen Elizabeth II's portrait, and the iconic Prince of Wales' feathers struck twice or at a misalignment creates a breathtaking visual that collectors simply cannot resist. But the fascination doesn't end there. The 1997 2p also captures the imagination because it sits at a crossroads between old and new. The 1998 redesign of UK coinage, which would reorganize many elements and eventually lead to the shield-forming designs introduced in 2008, makes the 1997 issue the last of a visually consistent and historically meaningful chapter. Collectors often call these boundary year coins, meaning they come from the final period before a major design transformation. Boundary year coins gain value not because of their scarcity alone, but because they symbolize an ending and a beginning in the cultural story of a nation's currency. What separates ordinary coins from million-dollar coins is not just rarity, it's story, mystery, and desirability. And the 1997 2p has all three. Stories from collectors who discovered unusual examples in old jars or inherited collections have spread across the world. Some reported coins with thicker edges, heavier weights, or unusual coloration. Others spoke of coins that appeared non-magnetic despite being from a magnetic metal year. These reports created a wave of excitement in the numismatic community, encouraging people to re-examine their pocket change in the hopes of finding a hidden treasure. Beyond physical characteristics, the cultural significance of the 1997 coin also contributes to its appeal. Queen Elizabeth II remains one of the most influential and admired monarchs in modern history. Coins bearing her likeness have become symbols of continuity, stability, and tradition. Top 3. Today, we will journey deep into the origins, design, minting process, collector interest, and surprising rarity of a humble yet extraordinary British coin that has recently taken the collecting world by storm. Though millions of 2p coins have passed through hands across the UK, the 2001 version has sparked a level of attention that few expected, becoming a standout piece for collectors everywhere. And by the end of this video, we will reveal its astonishing modern-day valuation of $30 million. Yes, you heard that right, $30 million. Our story begins at the dawn of a new millennium. The year 2001 was a time of transition for the United Kingdom. The nation was welcoming the digital age with open arms. Change was underway across the economy, culture, and daily life. Queen Elizabeth II, already decades into her reign, remained an enduring symbol of stability and tradition. In this environment, the Royal Mint continued its long-standing duty, producing coins that upheld the heritage of Britain's currency while adapting to the demands of the modern world. Among these coins was the 2001 2p piece, a denomination familiar to everyone living in the UK, but unbeknownst to many, one particular batch of these 2001 coins would later become a legend within the collecting community. The obverse side of the 2001 2p coin carries the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II designed by Ian Rank Broadley, introduced in 1998. This particular portrait was notable for its realism and maturity. Unlike previous depictions that idealized the Queen's features, Rank Broadley chose to present her with greater authenticity. Her face is fuller, her expression calm yet authoritative, and the details in her crown and hair are captured with precision. For collectors, this portrait marked a new era in British coinage, an era where the Queen's likeness carried a dignified honesty. On the 2001 coin, the portrait is surrounded by the inscription, Elizabeth II DG Reg FD, followed by the year of mintage. It is a familiar design, yet each tiny detail serves as a piece of the monarchy's historical narrative. Turning the coin over, the reverse displays one of the most classic symbols in British numismatics, the badge of the Prince of Wales, 3 ostrich feathers emerging from a coronet, accompanied by the motto, Ich dien, meaning, I serve. This emblem has been a part of the 2p design since decimalization in 1971, representing loyalty, honor, and tradition. Its elegant curvature and heraldic symbolism make it instantly recognizable. The simplicity of the design belies its importance, and on the 2001 version, its engraving was produced with remarkable sharpness, especially in the earliest strikes. For a coin of such small value, the level of detail is spectacular, which becomes one more reason why collectors are drawn to this particular year. But what makes the 2001 2p so special? To understand that, we must examine the minting process itself. Every year, the Royal Mint produces millions of coins, but not all coins come out identical. Minute differences in dies, errors, variations in metal composition, and striking pressure can lead to unexpected anomalies. In the case of the 2001 2p, a small number of coins reportedly left the mint with striking irregularities, anomalies so subtle that most people never recognize them in daily circulation. Some of these coins had slight die shifts, resulting in the portrait or lettering appearing microscopically off-center. Others displayed faint doubling on the Queen's profile, a feature that collectors love to hunt for. A few coins even showed delicate variations in the feathers on the reverse. While these imperfections might seem insignificant to the untrained eye, they are precisely the characteristics that drive rarity, and rarity drives value. By the mid-2010s, collectors in the UK began reporting unusual findings among their 2p coins. As online marketplaces and social media communities grew, numismatists from around the world started identifying these rare 2001 variants. Word spread fast, and ultra-rare coins history viewers may recall similar patterns in other episodes where coins originally considered common suddenly skyrocketed in desirability after the discovery of rare mint variations. The 2p 2001 coin followed this exact trajectory. What started as curiosity soon formed into a global collecting craze. But the rarity alone is not what makes this coin so powerful in the world of collectors. It's the combination of history, craftsmanship, limited surviving examples, and increasing global demand. The earlier years of the 2000s saw heavy use of 2-pence coins in circulation. These coins exchanged hands thousands of times, passed through shops, pockets, children's piggy banks, and every corner of daily British life. As a result, most of the coins minted in 2001 are now heavily worn, scratched, or lost. Finding one in pristine condition is incredibly difficult. Mint-state examples are believed to be extremely limited. Some experts suggest that fewer than 50 coins from that unusual batch may exist in near-perfect form, making them exceedingly rare. Collectors globally began to realize that the 2001 2-pence was no longer a simple pocket change piece. It had evolved into a treasure. International auction houses started listing these coins with surprising final bids. Coin enthusiasts from Europe, the Middle East, North America, and Asia began competing fiercely for ownership. The value kept climbing as stories circulated of wealthy private collectors who were willing to pay extraordinary amounts for a well-preserved specimen. And as demand continued to increase, the coin's reputation grew. It became known as one of the most desirable 2-pence coins from the Elizabeth II era, often compared to other legendary British rarities. But beyond rarity and demand, there is something deeper about the 2001 2-pence that resonates with collectors. This coin represents a snapshot of British life at the start of the 21st century. It connects generations, those who grew up using these coins daily and those discovering their hidden rarity only now. Its design embodies centuries of heritage. Its portrait reflects the dignity of a monarch whose influence spans generations. Its reverse symbolizes royal tradition and national identity. And its unexpected rise in value captures the essence of numismatics, the thrill of uncovering something extraordinary in the ordinary. For some collectors, owning such a coin isn't just about possessing a piece of metal, it's about holding history. Thank you for joining Ultra Rare Coins History today. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the world's most astonishing coin stories, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more unbelievable numismatic discoveries. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and keep believing, because you never know when an ordinary coin might turn out to be worth a fortune.